Good evening. I'm Pat Clunies, and I have been here at St. Matthew's for over 20 years. And I'd like to talk this evening about caring for our neighbor and being charitable. As we go through the Bible, we see many sayings about taking care of people. Like in Hebrews, do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. Or in Proverbs, whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord and will be repaid in full. We've been going through a pandemic for almost a year now, and we haven't been able to come to services. We haven't been able to come to Sunday school. We've been doing everything virtually. But I want you to know that even though the pandemic is here, St. Matthew's is still doing for the community. That's what we're known for. That's what we're all about, caring for others. We've done a lot this year. We've taken care of Champ House, which is a sanctuary for male alcoholics. We've taken care of Bowie State University. We found out there were a lot of indigent students there that didn't even have sheets for their bed. So we asked the community of St. Matthew's, and sure enough, everything arrived. Every month we do the shelter meal for 40 men. We're going to be doing Christmas in April and helping repair people's homes from the outside. We can't go in because of COVID, but we can still fix the outside. We're going to be bringing up Church on the Move again. The church has been helping out with EEC events like Trunk or Treat. We couldn't do Trunk or Treat this year, but we did do a drive-by treat. And where did those little bags of candy and goodies come from? From all of you. We've got the little food pantry. That opened up prior to the pandemic. We wanted to see how it would go. It's turned out to be a lifesaver. People are filling it up 2 to 3 times a day. That's that much of a need. We're also helping supply finances and goods to the Bowie pantry. Our outreach group here in church filled up 100 bags that held hand sanitizers, masks, plastic gloves, knitted gloves, knitted hat. And those bags went to the men's shelter, to the little food pantry, and even to Old Bowie Methodist Church, so they could help the people in their community. And of course, the one that's dearest to my heart is Warm Nights. Warm Nights was different this year. We couldn't bring 35 people in to our church because of the pandemic. But the group that runs it, Community Crisis Services, rented a hotel in Beltsville. And so instead of 2 churches putting up 35 people each, they put up 250 people. That's a lot of people to take care of. And so they asked each of the churches, could you help us with some supplies and maybe making some lunches? And without a blink, I said, sure, St. Matthew's will provide. I made up a list of supplies that were needed, put it on the internet, and asked you all to help. Did I get what I asked for? No. I got twice as much as I asked for. If I asked for a bottle of bleach, I got 3 bottles. If I asked for diapers, I got 2 packages. We got so many items that it filled up my car, and I drive an SUV, from the front seat to the back gate all the way to the ceiling. They were absolutely in shock when I delivered it all. Some of you couldn't go out and buy things. Your children are keeping you hostage in your homes. So what did you do? You made contributions. And with that amount of money, we were able to make all the lunches needed for a solid week. We made over 300 lunches of a sandwich, fruit, some cookies, and a bottle of water. People here at the church came in groups of 2 or 3 to make up those lunches. St. Matthew's, even though it's a pandemic, is still doing for the community. And on behalf of all the people that you have helped, we'd like to say thank you. Thank you for keeping the St. Matthew's spirit alive, even in this horrible time. And I'd like to address the teens and the young and the youth. This isn't something that just the adults are doing. You're helping out too. If you see a neighbor that's struggling to get in her groceries, you're going over and helping her. If you know someone that doesn't want to get out in the cold because they're on a cane, but they have to walk their dog, you're going and you're helping walk the dog. You're watching out for your neighbors. And that's all part of the same thing. You don't have to spend money. It's a matter of caring and spending time. You can call people that you know live alone. People get lonely. And just a simple call saying, "Hi, I wondered, how are you doing? Is there anything you need?" And that conversation usually turns into a 15 or 20-minute conversation because they want to have that contact, and it means the world to them. And you can do that. Everyone can do that. So I'd like to close with one last Bible passage, and this is from the Philippians. Let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interests of others. Good night.